Hey guys, this is IT Calisthenics pre-workout reviewer. I will work on the name. Still thinking through some ideas. I wanted to give you guys a first pre-workout review here for today's video. And it's a pretty hardcore pre-workout called Crack. For those of you who know, you guys already know what this pre-workout brings to the table. I will be doing a full ingredient review probably on my drive to the gym, so you can expect to see that in the next clip. But in terms of just a little bit of background on me, I've been using pre-workouts since about 2011. It was probably the first time I took a pre-workout, so needless to say, it's been a long time that I've been using pre-workouts. By the way, this is a little trick that you should always do before using your pre-workouts to ensure the ingredients are thoroughly kind of distributed in the tub. But back to my story. So I have used just about every type of pre-workout there is. And using pre-workouts is a little bit of a graduation kind of thing. You have to first start with the basics. Don't jump into a pre-workout like this one. I would definitely say start off with something that doesn't have any exotic stimulants, doesn't have any DMAA or DMHA. You definitely want to use that later on in your pre-workout career. And just see how you feel after you take, those basic pre-workouts. If you need more, then you go ahead and take more, but that's my overall philosophy on taking pre-workouts. I think safety is always better than jumping into a hardcore pre-workout just because that's the current trend or people are hyping it up for whatever reason. Again, my scale stopped working on the most ideal day on the first video. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. I want to be very honest. I've used this pre-workout multiple times. I've actually gone through an entire tub. This is more of a pre-workout you want to use once in a week. You don't want to use this pre-workout every single day. It is not recommended to use a pre-workout of this stature, this caliber, with the amount of ingredients it has and the volume of caffeine, along with it having DMAA. I just wouldn't recommend it to use more than once a week. And actually, more optimally, I would even say use it once every 2 weeks if you're still an intermediate pre-workout user. I usually take a scoop and a half. Today, just for the intent and purpose of this review, I'm going to do 1 scoop. I don't think I've ever used this pre-workout on one single scoop alone. 1 scoop is 8.5 grams. Again, I'll do the full breakdown of the ingredients on the drive over to the gym. Dark Labs, extremely good company. I've used other products from them. They have sort of built this reputation of using very high quality ingredients, using authentic DMAA, and again, I think it's a great company based on the products that I've used, and usually the other pre-workout reviewers that I watch, they tend to agree. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this. I usually put more water than most people do, so I have about 14 ounces of water in here, and I will be stacking this with the pump product. The pump product is Pump Serum by Huge Supplements. I'll do a separate review on this product. So I don't want to get too much into that, but in terms of the overall stimulant feeling, that's what I'll go over in this review, and overall focus, energy, all of that. That's what I'll inform you guys on this review. So let's see, I'm gonna try to eyeball this since the scale is not working. It's a heaping scoop for 8.5 grams. I'm gonna go ahead and guesstimate that's about 8.5 grams. So let me see if I can bring it closer to the camera. So that's what we're looking at, folks. And in we go. And let me give you a taste test with just the crack in here first. Crack from Dark Labs. And I've had this flavor before. It is the Rocket Tropical Punch. You guys can take a look. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it if it focuses, but that's the flavor we're looking at. Hopefully. In any case, let's go. So this first sip of this Dark Labs crack, Rocket Tropical Punch. And it's gonna be a little watered down because I did put more water, but that's okay. I actually prefer it that way. It's a great flavor. I've tried the other flavor, the orange one as well. For the amount of ingredients that they put in their products, I mean, it's actually amazing how good the pre-workout tastes. I'm not gonna get too much into taste. I don't think taste is really that important in a pre-workout. For me, it's like a three-point scale. Is it good? Is it tolerable? Or does it taste bad? So usually that's how I'll give it to you. This one is good, and it's actually exceedingly good. But for other pre-workouts, it's going to be the same 3-tier structure: good, tolerable, just tastes bad, and that's how I'll give it to you. But with that said, I'm going to get ready to head to the gym. You know, I did do a full ingredient breakdown for this video. However, I didn't include it because I do want to do a full 1.5 scoop review of crack. And in that video, I'll be sure to do a full breakdown of all the ingredients, their dosages, their efficacy, and I'll get into all of that when I do a 1.5 scoop or maybe even a 2 scoop review of crack. So look out for that one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the workout as well as the overall review coming up. Alright guys, so overall thoughts on this pre-workout crack by Dark Labs. So I'll do this in 3 different categories, but I think for me at least it'll be pumps, focus, and then mood elevation. In terms of pumps, I thought this was a solid pre-workout, and of course that's also visible with the amount of citrulline malate that they put in the pre-workout. And especially for a high stim pre-workout like you know, Dark Labs crack, Typically you don't see that much citrulline malate, but they really did put in a sufficient amount. And so I think on pumps I would definitely rate this probably like a 7.5 out of 10. In terms of focus, I think that's where this pre-workout really is elevated to the top. The focus is probably one of the best focuses I've had in a pre-workout. I think on a scale from 1 to 10, the focus is probably somewhere at around a 9.5 out of 10. And that just tells you a lot, because today I only did 1 scoop. And 1 scoop, which is half a serving, 8.5 grams. And then the third category that we have is, of course, mood elevation. Now on the mood elevation, of course, you know, it is a DMAA pre-workout, so I think everybody already kind of assumes that the mood elevation is going to be really high. And again, I think that's also part placebo effect. At least that's what I've seen for me. When I'm expecting mood elevation in certain pre-workouts because of a certain ingredient, I almost kind of expect that mood elevation to come in. Whether it comes in or not, at least that's been an observation of mine. But what I will say about this pre-workout is that the mood elevation largely depends on what your mood is like before you take the pre-workout. If you're in a bad mood, it's going to enhance those bad mood qualities, and the mood elevation is actually going to be sort of like a mood de-escalation. If you're in sort of like a highly anxious type of mood, then of course that's going to be enhanced as you take the pre-workout. If you're already in a good mood when you take this pre-workout, then of course it 100% is effective, and you will feel the euphoric feelings throughout your workout. And I think that's key, is that, you know, as long as you slept enough the night before, you're in a pretty good mood, you don't have too much on your mind, the euphoria comes in pretty strong. So overall, I mean, I think on a rating from 1 to 10, and I will categorize this in the high stim pre-workouts because it does get an unfair advantage due to the special ingredient it has. I would rate this a 9.5 out of 10. And the only area where I'm taking off 50 bips from this rating is because, at least for me, I think I want the energy on the pre-workout to be a little more controlled. In this one, when you take 2 scoops, which comes out to 17 grams, the energy is a little too high energy for me. Solid, consistent energy versus that overwhelming, extremely high sense of urgency. I'm not a big fan of those type of pre-workouts. I always like to be focused with consistent energy. So that's where I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. If you like that high energy, if you like that really high sense of urgency, if you take 2 scoops of this pre-workout, you can expect and guarantee to see that extremely high energy, high focus. So for those folks who like that, I don't think you can get anything better on the market. Again, like, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more videos. I have a couple of other supplement reviews lined up, which I'll hopefully get out this week itself. Again, big shout out to Garage Gym Homie, TJ from Fitness Deal News, David Fredrickson, Muscle Players, Eddie from Muscle Players. That guy is way too entertaining. His reviews are awesome. I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anyone. I think that's it. I'll also give a shout out to MP Fitness. I watch his reviews all the time. So if you guys want, check out their channels. I'll put the link in the description. And with that said, I'm checking out. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.